Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Creations by Julie. I am Julie. Ed is behind the camera and is going to watch the comments and catch any questions that you might have. It doesn't necessarily have to be about this particular craft. If you have a question about something I've done in the past, just put it in there and we'll see what we can do. Let me make sure that we are on Facebook, and I will tell you if it freezes, just keep watching. I've watched several people yesterday that it would just keep freezing and then it would start playing, and I think it's a Facebook thing. Okay, looks like we're there, and I do have it turned down. So when you hop on, let us know you're here, and so we can make sure we can see comments. I know it's hard in the middle of the day, so many people work, but that's where replay comes into effect, and that's really good. We enjoy the fact that everybody can see the replays. But today we're actually going to do the Magnolia Craft Kit for February. Mine renews at the first of every month, so I usually have it by the 5th or the 6th, and so we've been busy doing things. Last week we did the book stack, so I wanted to put this, to get it in this month. We only have one more live in February, and since March starts on a Wednesday, and I'm going to start my March lives, I will go on, what's the 28th? I will go on Tuesday and just announce the winner for this month's mystery box. And what it is just a box of my favorite tools or maybe crafts that I enjoy doing. I'm just going to put it in a box and send it to you. And if you're new to my page, be sure and tell us that you're new. And if you have any questions about the thank you gifts that I give away, just ask them and we'll try to answer them. When you get on, let us know you're here. I don't see any comments yet, and I don't know if it's my phone or what, but Ed's going to catch the comments. But anyway, the only thing you have to do to be eligible for my thank you gifts is to share this video out to your friends. Come back to the page and tell me that you shared it. And then we put all the names for the month of February on my lives. We put all the names in a blessing bag, and we will draw from that blessing bag. And I will draw next Tuesday. I won't come live to do it. I'll just draw, and then I'll put out the name of the winner. How's that sound? I see, is it Maria is with us? So, okay, I guess we're on. So like I said, we're going to do the February Craft Club Kit. This is a very simple kit, but I think it'll be really cute. It's actually a garden flag. But the stencil you'll be able to use all year long. Now, if you're not familiar with Magnolia, I did put the link up in the top with the description. You can go to my website and check out all the different things that they have. But the Craft Club Kit would make an excellent gift for a crafty friend or family member, because once a month you get everything in a box that you need to complete that kit. And the kit is different every month. And it's stencils that I don't have, that we cannot purchase from Magnolia until like after the month is gone or whatever. And sometimes not even then if they sell all the craft kits. So it's an exclusive stencil, and you get everything in the one box that you need to complete that craft. Now you do have to commit to 3 months once you sign up. It's $22.99 a month. But after 3 months, if you decide you don't want it anymore, or maybe you've just ordered it to give as gifts to friends or something, then you can just cancel at any time. And it's a simple, sorry. Ed tries to get me to laugh, which I usually do, but he thinks he's cute. So, but you can, it's a simple email is all you have to do to cancel the Craft Club Kit. So, I've already opened this one. I just haven't done anything to it. And let me show you what you get. And if you sign up now, you will get this one until the 1st of March. 1st of March, it changes. Also, if you're interested in Magnolia Designs, our enrollment kits changed as of today, and I will put pictures probably tomorrow on my site of what the new kit. It's new stencils, and there's one for $69 and there's one for $99. To where in the $99 you get a few more things, but it's an excellent price for even the $69 kit. Once you become a creator, you can save 35% off of anything you order from there. And one of the reasons I chose Magnolia was 2 reasons. One, there's no pressure from them for you to sell a certain amount a month, or you can just buy for yourself. You can buy when and whenever you want to. You could buy items to sell in like a craft fair. You can sell their stencils as long as you don't undercut them. You know, you sell them for what somebody would go on your website and purchase them for. They don't want you buying them and then selling them cheaper than they sell them. And that's, you know, that's just common sense. But you can make things with them and sell what you make. You could actually sell their inks and their paste and their stencils. But they're reusable. So you can use, like the stencil that comes in this one, you can reuse it 10 to 15 times. And if you take care of it, possibly more than that. But anyway, if you have any questions, just email me about it. And like I said, there's no pressure to keep up with the Craft Club kit. They will cancel it after 3 months, no problems. And there's no pressure if you want to become a creator of you selling a certain amount per month. You just get to save 35% on everything in the store. Now, there is a $10.99 a month charge, and that is for your website. Once you become a creator, you will have a website just like I have, so that if you have friends or family that just want to order something, they go to your website, and Magnolia takes care of all that. They collect the money, they ship it out, you just get a commission. But it's $10.99 a month to stay a creator. Or you can just go to my website, and if you see something you like, order it and be done. But this is $22.99 for this month's Craft Club kit. And let me show you what you get in it this month. You always get a full sheet of instructions, and they're very easy to understand, and they even give you a code at the bottom. It's one of those QR codes to where you can just take your phone and put it on that, and it will take you to a video of someone doing this particular kit. So if you have any questions, you can stop and start the video. But I think they explain it very well. So you'll get the instruction sheet. This time it is a garden flag, so you will get the garden flag. It looks to, does it give the size of the garden flag? No. But it seems to be about 12, probably by 18. Let's see. That's a pretty good size. So it's 12 by like 17 is the size of the garden flag. So that's what we're going to stencil on. They give you, now this is material, so it will be ink. It's a sample of black ink and a squeegee. I'm not going to use this black ink because y'all know I like to put together kits and freebies, and this is perfect to give you a squeegee and some ink. I'm going to use the black ink I already have. This has ribbon with it, and then this is the stencil. Okay, let me move this box. This is the stencil that comes with it this time, and it's been in the box a while, so, but it's Home Sweet Home. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to use my own squeegee and black ink. I know this is the ink because our ink has a white top to it. Okay, so this is called Home Sweet Home. It's 12 by 12. So you can make signs for wreaths. You could make signs to put in your home. You don't have to use the stencil for, you know, what they say. Okay. If we were doing it on something other than fabric, you would need to like put it on something fuzzy, but since we're doing it on fabric, I don't need to do that step because it's not going to pull paint off of your garden flag, your fabric or anything. So let me get the garden flag open. And y'all, I don't throw any of these bags and stuff away because there's so many things I can use them for. I try to save just about everything I can. Okay, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're stenciling on the right end. So, you know, a garden flag has a little, like a curtains, it has the little hole. You want to make sure that's at the top. Now, if you want to iron your garden flag, you can, because see, it's been folded, so it kind of has a crease there. But I have one of these little sticky things for t-shirts and stuff from Magnolia. You don't have to have this, but put something underneath your garden flag to protect your table just in case it bleeds through a little bit. So I'm just, this is doubled layer, so I don't know how well it'll stick, but normally I'm able to, because it's sticky, I'm able to spread mine out to where it kind of takes out that crease anyway. I feel where it's at now. Okay, and I want to make sure, I know I'm going to put the ribbon at the top and at the bottom, so I just want to make sure that I don't put my stencil up too high. Okay, so you're going to get like a piece of cardboard and put underneath your garden flag, and it tells you that in the instructions. Parchment paper, cardboard. Okay, now I don't usually measure. I usually just eyeball it. This is a pretty good size stencil. You've got a darker, well, a matte side, and you've got a shiny side. You would want to take something and mark the back so that you know it's the back, so that you put your stencil back on the shiny side when you get through cleaning it. Now, a stencil this large, just be careful and don't let it fold back on itself, because it's, I don't know if you can tell, but it is very sticky. So I just kind of like to take it and kind of put it over my arm, pull it loose from this. And truthfully, I don't work with big stencils very often. Number one, I put things in my Etsy store and shipping has gotten ridiculous, so I try not to do large projects. Okay, so then I'm going to just kind of take it. I want it kind of, it's really not hard to tell if it's centered because it's so wide, you can just leave your edges of the garden flag. But I want to make sure that I can get this ribbon open to start with. I thought it had one of the little things, but I guess it doesn't, to where it makes it easy to open, so I'll just clip this plastic. And actually, it did. There it is right there. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure that I have left enough space here and here. And there is the opening to where it will be, you know, run through your wire, your metal from you. You have to buy your own little garden stake. But you could put a dowel through here and then put a hanger on it and just make it a wall hanging. Okay, now that I've got it on here, I want to kind of make sure I have it straight. And it looks like it's off just a hair. Of course, it's not really going to matter because it's going to be blowing outside anyway. All right, this is probably the longest that you'll spend, is just trying to make sure it's straight. Then you want to make sure it's down with no bubbles, especially on these bigger ones. Anywhere there's a white, see how I have the white? Anywhere there's a white, you want to make sure there's no bubbles. You can just push it from the middle out. You can even take something, and especially with ink, you don't want your ink to run, so I'm just going to run this over all these white areas. You can do the same thing with your finger to make sure it's adhering to my garden flag. Because if you don't do that, your ink will bleed underneath your stencil. Or if you have a bubble, it will cause the ink to bleed. And unlike our paste, you know, you can, if you're putting it on a chalkboard or something and you make a mistake, you just wash it off and start over. You can't do that with ink. If you get ink on here, it's there. Now you could use some of that awesome spray before you heat seal, and it might come out, but more than likely not. You'd have to figure out a way to cover it with something, an embellishment or something. Okay, I think that's on there pretty good. I don't really feel any bubbles. Okay, so I'm going to use my ink, and like I said, I know it's the ink because it's got a white lid. And I'm a messy crafter. You have to be careful when you're working with cloth and fabric. If you wanted to, you could take a piece of paper and put across here. In fact, I may take this paper towel and kind of lay it there. Your ink has a different consistency than your paste, but it's it's thinner, but it's not so thin that it runs. I would kind of say it's like yogurt. But you always, when you open your ink or paste, want to stir. I have not found that the ink gets hard like chalk paste does. My ink is always usually pretty, but see, I've already got black on my finger. So keep some baby wipes handy and make sure your hands are clean. Because now if I touch my flag, I'm going to have black ink on it. Okay, and I don't want to put a whole lot at one time, and I'm going to keep it turned where you can see it. Your ink does not dry as fast as your chalk paste. They tell you if you're just starting, always go in the same direction. And I'm not sure why that is, unless it just gives a cleaner. You're most likely not to miss any spots or something. But you don't push hard, and your squeegee is kind of angled. It's flat on one side, but it has this angle. You apply it with the angled side. And then you want to get up your excess with the straight side.
45 and 90 degrees.
Okay, so I've got the bottom half done, so now I'm going to turn my straight edge kind of and just lightly go over that. You see I'm getting up some excess. I'm going to take my excess and just keep moving up. So even though this is a big stencil, it really does not take a ton of paste or ink. You can use our stencils for the ink or the paste. You also can use what they call scorch paste. I don't know if any of you have ever made something by burning it. We'll have to do that one day on a live. The only thing is sometimes you have to have your heat gun so hot it might set off my alarms. I've done a few, but I've always done them outside. But you can use the stencils for that too. Put the stencil down, apply the scorch paste, take the stencil up, and just wash it before you heat. And see, this won't take long. And I hope I don't have any bleed through. Try not to push hard, but sometimes when you get up the excess, you push a little. Okay, let me make sure I haven't missed any spots. I don't see any white.
Ann Travis says hello, Ann Phillip.
Hi, Ann. Hope you're doing well. What's y'all's weather like? Thank goodness we're getting a cool spell again tomorrow. It's 76 degrees here now, and it's sticky.
Ann said hers bled through.
Oh, did it? Yeah, you might have pushed too hard. I don't know. We're fixing to see. When you pull up your stencils, make sure you don't have any of that black ink. Don't pull your stencils just from corner to corner. You want to get started at a corner, but then you want to come across and try to keep it, where you're kind of pulling straight. And that way you can look at it and like, I see I missed a couple of spots right there, but I think I've already put my squeegee in the water. I didn't miss them. They're just not as dark as the other. So let me grab a small squeegee out of here. That one's not small, but it'll do. So I'm just going to lay it back down and just kind of go back right here where it wasn't very dark.
She said it's warm till tomorrow.
Oh, y'all are getting a cool front tomorrow too? Okay, I see the O has got a little bitty spot. This is where I would get the bleed through by trying to touch up. And sometimes I just pull it and leave it the way it is because I like rustic things. Okay, like right here at this T. Woo, you know what? This is not going to fit in my pan of water, Ed. Just run water over the side there that has the ink on it. Okay. I can think about that. That one's 12 by 12 and my pan is not that big. All right, I'll hold it up in just a second. Okay. Up here at the top, I laid it back down and went over it a little bit. And I did the O right there too. But see, there's a little spot right there on the T that doesn't have as much ink. I could have laid it back down, but it's fine. So what I'm going to do is take this sticky off the back, and I'm going to lay this down. Now, they do have pens. Like when this is totally dry, I could take the black pen and go down that line and make it darker. And I may do that. And I may not. I may hang it up just the way it is. But I want to dry it just a little bit before I try putting the ribbon on it. But like I said, when you're working with the ink, it's not as forgiving as the paste. Now you will have to heat set this with an iron. I usually let mine dry overnight. I don't do anything today with it. Tomorrow I will take it and lay it out, and I will take some parchment paper and put over this and iron this side for like 4 minutes. And then I will turn it over and iron the other side, even though this is double material, just to kind of set the other side. If this was a pillowcase or something and you could get in there, that would be better, but it's just a thick piece of canvas like. And more than likely, tomorrow, Ed, if you get the black off of it, if you just lay it out with the sticky side up on. All right, well, don't worry about it. I mean, I can get the rest of it. Just make sure it's not in the screen print stuff. I will probably take that same stencil, or I may get another one, but I'll do it in black. And I'm actually going to make mine double-sided so you can see it from both sides. I will take something and put on this side that matches this black ribbon, because they suggest that you cut off your black ribbon, but I'm not. I'm going to wrap mine around just a little bit, so then when I do another one, I'll take that black ribbon and continue on with it. So that's probably dry enough for me to start working with the ribbon. Let me make that. Usually give you plenty, but let me make sure I have enough to go around the edges and not just at the end of them. You can take it out and lay it on the mat if you want to, sticky side up.
It's not clean. I'm going to leave it in there.
All right, so yeah, see, you've got, even if you went to the edge, you've got this much extra ribbon. So what I'm going to do is turn it around this way. You don't have to use everything that they've put in the box. If you don't want ribbon on it, don't put ribbon on it. If you want to stencil something else in the corners, you can do that. But I'm going to go right underneath where it's already got a good fold right there. Except it's not straight on the ribbon. So I'm going to go right underneath where it's going to be on the board, the wire. You could use fabric glue. I'm going to try using hot glue, but one reason I didn't want to put all the way across is because I'm not sure how that hot glue might not come through this ribbon. So I'm just going to kind of want to do the edges and then maybe just a dot in the middle. So I'm going to cut this right here so it will fold over. And then I'm going to just fold this a little. I don't want to mess up my inking that I've done. And I'm going to put a little glue on the other side. And then make sure I get that straight. Your ribbon's been, so you might want to iron the ribbon too, but your ribbon has been wound up. So just push it and get it straight. I'm going to add just a touch of glue right there on both sides. You know, sometimes when you put glue on ribbon, it comes through. And I'm not sure about this, so I'm going to put a little glue there. If it doesn't and I feel like I need to add more glue, then I'll do that. So I'm going to go here and put just a little on the corners. And then a little on this edge. And fold this over. Okay.
And Travis says that's what she did.
Yeah, because see, when I go to use, see, you've got a little folded over. I can cut some of this off, but then I'll just take, I have some ribbon that's probably real close to this, and I'll just put it over the top of this on this side, because I'm going to make mine double-sided. Okay, now, and I probably will be fine to add just a dot of glue kind of on the wire. Just to make sure the wind doesn't catch it. And then I'll do a little bit here. You could use the spray fabric glue, whatever you wanted. Most of us have our hot glue gun on all the time anyway. And of course, if you wanted to put flowers or greenery, you certainly could do that. All right, so I'm going to fold this over. Now this ribbon does have a right and wrong. Be sure and watch that, because it's darker on one side than the other. So I'm going to put this here. Make sure I get it straight there. And then I'm going to cut it right here. All right, that's pretty straight. So I'm just going to go a little on the wire and get this to lay down as I go. A little in the middle. So I'm really just kind of tacking it in 3 places. Okay, mine didn't really bleed anywhere. There's just a couple of spots. Like I said, I may take their markers. There's a little line here that's light, and the top of my T, the top of my O and M. But from a distance you can't see it, and you know, it just kind of makes it look.
Anne said she did her flowers for wedding.
Oh, I bet that's pretty. I don't know, maybe I'm lazy. I don't do two colors very often. A couple of Valentine things I have to where I would do the heart red or something, but usually I go with one color and that's it. I guess I'm always scared with the stencils I'm going to leave the paste on too long. But I'm sure I probably have more time than I think I do. Okay. So now that completes the kit. If there's things that you want to do, and I had this much ribbon left over, you could make a bow, maybe, you know, with this ribbon and some other ribbons, and just pinch it in the middle and put right here at the top. That would be pretty. Maybe put a flower on it or something. But I'm not going to do that today. So this is what we've got. And that completes the craft kit. A child could do these craft kits.
I mean, I could do it.
Oh, for sure. I told Dad the other day, I wanted him to do, and one of these days I'm going to talk him into it. Because if you go back and watch our videos from a year and a half ago, I think that's how long we've been doing these, he would whisper because he didn't want y'all to hear his voice. Now he gives me instructions, you know. So I may talk him in. He could do a decoupage napkin real easy. And so I may get him to do one. Okay, so that's the kit. I'm going to let it dry overnight, and then I'm going to put parchment paper, and I'm going to, after I make the corrections with the little markers, Magnolia sells the markers that match their ink and their paste and stuff. So I was just looking at it. I think the way this curls, it makes you think it's crooked, but I don't think it is. Anyway, it's going to be flying. And then I'm going to take that, probably the same stencil, and do on the, so I can put it hanging like this, and it's got the same in the front and the back. But I love the craft kit. I think it would just be fun to give as a gift for, you know, and I've got a couple back there that we did not do on a live because remember I took a break from, was it the second week in December to like the second week in January. So I know I have at least one, I believe I have 2 craft kits that we have not done and I haven't taken out of the box. I may give those away one day, who knows. But anyway, that's the thing for today. You could spruce it up, you could put beads, you could put flowers, you could do whatever you want to, or just put it outside like this after you seal it. You have to seal it with heat, 4 minutes on each side, okay? Next week is our last week to do a live in February, and I am going to show you, next week I'm going to show you how to do these little paper roses. I don't know if you can see them. I didn't put stems on these 2, but I'm going to show you how to do both sizes, the tiny ones and then the others, with book pages. You only need 4 pages out of a book.
Thank you, Miss Ann, for the sprinkle.
So,
And Maria said she loves black and white.
yeah, I did too. I do a lot of decorating with black and white. So, hang on one second. Is Millie out there?
Yeah,
You sure?
I think so.
Okay. I got a voicemail from Beverly. I was just going to make sure Millie was still in the utility room. I'll check the voicemail when I get off of here live.
She's laying right.
Okay. All right. So anyway, that's it for today. Join me next Wednesday at 1. And then I will draw that next Wednesday, I believe it's the 22nd. I will draw then that next Tuesday. To be eligible to get your name in the blessing box, all you need to do is share this video to your friends. Come back and post on here that you shared. Even if you're watching the replay, you still can share. the video and be eligible to have your name put in. And this month you're going to get a whole box of tools, my favorite tools, things that I use, and maybe even crafts that I've done to do your own crafts. So that's it for today. Join me next Wednesday if you want to see how to do the paper roses. So y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe. I think there's more storms coming through, but I will see y'all next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Bye-bye.